Good evening, America. Especially to all those who consider themselves African American, blacks, black people, black folk, us, we,
Negroes,
nigger,
the A variety, both.
Yeah, all varieties. To all of you all, it is now August the 26th, approximately 5 o'clock p.m. And today we're going to be discussing
Black Lives Matter.
Da-da-da. So I guess the first thing that we have to look at when we're looking at an organization or a movement, because it's not a moment, it is a movement. They have, declared that.
They made
that very clear. That it is not a moment, it is a movement. So when you look at a movement such as Black Lives Matter, I guess you got to look at the content of what they're all about. But first, you got to look at what the name, Black Lives Matter. So we're looking at black people, right?
Black people.
Black people. So, question out there to you all: would I be considered a black person? We got to categorize. This is categorized as black lives. So, are we black? Got to look at the categories here. Are we black? Would we consider black? And when we look at that, I would say, I guess by society standards, I would be black. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I guess I would be considered black because of my. And you can make that very clear just by looking at me that I am black because of my skin color. Okay.
Exactly.
So, what about someone
like Jesse Williams,
or Chris Brown, or Terrence Howard, or someone like that who's light skinned, whose color actually resembles more closely to that of an Native American, or even closer to that of like an Asian or something like that. So now would a Native American be able to be considered black because their skin's pretty light? On Asians or somebody, would they be? Would they be able to be considered black because of their skin? Why? Why? If not, why wouldn't they? It's about the skin tone, right?
About skin color. I guess they could choose either side.
So I guess the argument at that point would be, no, it's not just about the skin color. It's about because I'm black because my parents are black, right? Well, you guys, like you said, Jesse Williams, his mother's white, right?
His mother's white, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure.
But according to his speech, he said we a lot in that speech.
Yeah, we. So he's
because
of. So
so he considers himself as black.
Yeah, right. So he's black, but so it's not about skin color at that point. It's about your ancestry. So I guess you can look at us as an example because I'm not sure his mother is white, and I'm not sure if her parents are white or if her grandparents are white and his great grandparents are white, whatever. But I will use us as an example since we're talking about it here. Our great grandfather, we always say he's a mountain man. He's a white guy, so he'll be considered white. His side, he'd be considered white. I guess because of his skin color. So
being white, I'm pretty sure his parents were
white.
Were probably white,
and their parents were probably white, and their parents were probably white.
Probably white.
And then on our mother's side here, our great grandmother, she's Indian. Not
full-blooded
Native American.
Full-blooded Cherokee.
Cherokee, exactly. So being a Native American, I'm pretty sure
her parents were probably
Native American, and then their parents were probably Native American, and then so on and so forth. So back in our line here, we have predominantly more so whites and Native Americans. So and just recently, maybe our parents and our grandparents were just black, and that was it. So what about the Native American side of us and the whites? There's more of them in the line than black, but I still would be considered black, right? Why is that? It's confusing to me. It's like we can pick and choose
which side we want
to be on, whenever it's convenient. Because like we said, it can't just be about skin color. Therefore, a lot of people who consider themselves black would not be able to be considered black, right?
Not really.
So you got to look at this thing like what makes you black? And when you look at white people, you can automatically say, oh, he's white because what? His skin color, right?
So
it has to be
like CJ. What would CJ be?
What would CJ be?
My son. He's
mulatto.
He's pretty light. He's like this. Yeah. He's closer to this color than he is to this color.
Yeah, so he is. So
what would he be? What would he be considered?
And this Negro is black as his beard.
But his mother has Indians in her bloodline that are like pretty close. Cause my father-in-law is pretty light.
Yeah, so
because the Indian side, well, Native American side. If we're being politically correct.
Yes, we got to be politically correct.
We don't want to offend anybody here.
We slip up sometimes and say it. It's been embedded in us, so it's hard to get it out.
We're just bigots.
We're bigots because we say
and racists.
Yes, we are. We are racist. But yeah, you gotta. I mean, someone believes like what? When you categorize yourself,
race?
it's what constitutes race. What does what constitutes race? This thing that we use to categorize ourselves. Like I said, if you look at a white person, you automatically say he's white because of their skin tone, because they're lighter, and it's all about melanin. If more people in my bloodline are darker, then I'm more than likely gonna come out dark.
But you know what? I really think when it comes to black people, the whole lot of it goes to the one drop rule.
Inform.
If you have one drop of African blood in your veins, you're considered black.
So you just announce all other.
I guess one drop taints the whole pot. I guess
taints the whole pot. So I'm saying, like, so how does that? Why is that even a thing? How can that even be factual? I mean, I don't understand that. That makes zero sense at all. And then, so you just announce all other culture. Is it because? And it seems like we do it just because we've been oppressed and we just accept that, and that's it.
Or we get more from.
And even if you're just trying to constitute, I mean, break it down to American culture or whatever you want to call it, just being over here in America. Like I just said, our great grandfather was white, and I'm pretty sure his parents was white. And a lot of people say, "Oh, 1776, they want no revolution with us, man. This is my grandparents, my ancestors were doing back 1776, and we were slaves."
Some of your ancestors were probably the white men that were fighting.
They were fighting, exactly. Some of them probably.
You might not want to think of it like that, but yeah,
that's the case. If you actually go back and look at it,
especially the lighter varieties of it.
I don't understand.
A lot of people gonna think that's racist. You can't say that, but. It's obvious.
True.
Some of us that claim to be black are lighter than others in this group of people. It's just a fact. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there you go. Wonder why?
Yeah. So.
Because you have other people in your bloodline.
Exactly. And that's just.
So those people aren't important to you. They don't matter because they're not black. Because they're not darker. They have a melanin deficiency, so they don't matter.
Yeah, we can't. I don't understand how we can categorize people for based off of a pigment or lack thereof. It really makes zero sense.
It has nothing to do with IQ. It has nothing to do with intelligence.
There have been tests that have been done on that. I mean, it doesn't matter. There have been tests that done like in Europe or whatever the case is. You got black children and white children, and the IQ is the same. It's all about culture and what we're brought up in. When we look at our culture over here in America as black culture, what do we accept? We accept so many things that degrade our culture, but we accept it as our culture. What is our culture? If you don't break down and figure out who's black and what is black and what puts you in that category, how can you say our culture? How can you define a culture?
Really, I would really challenge you to go and ask yourself that question, like, really,
what makes you black?
What really makes me
or a person black? What makes a person a color? What makes a race? What makes that? That's why it all comes down to us all being one race, the human race. But yeah, when we're going off melanin, that's just dumb. That's like a kindergarten concept.
It's stupid.
We're gonna divide each other based off color. When you got little kids, they done studying stuff, and you put a blue room over here and a pink room over here, whatever the case is. Then the little boys run to the blue side, girls run to the pink side. I mean, they're basing stuff off of color, and that's what we're doing with this whole thing. This whole basing stuff off pigment. It's pigment.
So we say it's wrong when white people do it, but it's fine when black people.
Yeah, because some people say black people can't even be racist.
That's stupid.
Now racism is
that's stupid. How can black people not be racist just because
we're black? Because we've been oppressed, even though all.
So the oppressed can't be racist. Yeah. Even when we're not oppressed anymore, but still.
Yeah, but Black Lives Matter said we are. We're gonna get
this day and time. You can't be. Black people can't be racist, which is. I think it's very false.
And then again, what is black? Who can say? True. If you say black people can't be racist, who are those black people that can't be racist? Who's excluded from racism? Who is excluded from racism? Am I excluded when I just told you the majority of the people in my ancestry are either white or Native American? So, am I excluded from racism? Because I can't be because I'm not black. But I am because of my skin tone, right? Think about it. It makes zero sense.
It wasn't very well thought out.
It's a whole plan.
It's something that worked back in the day before
To degrade.
we started mixing together. Now that we mix together, you can't really use that argument anymore.
Yeah, now you said when as far as Africans being brought over here and through.
Yeah, you can use that back then because you could tell the difference.
They put that title on them. You're black.
Exactly.
Because you really are black. You look like my shoe. Again. So you really are black.
Now you can't use that because it's too many deviations.
Yeah, we've been
with the skin color rule anyway.
Intertwined.
You can't,
way too much.
You can't use that. It doesn't work anymore.
And not at all. Which is why when you look at Black Lives Matter, you got that's the first thing you have to look at. Who's categorized as black?
Yep.
You know, who can and who can't fall under these rulings of what Black Lives Matter stand for. So, and then getting to that, this is something I want to read here on their site. Actually, it's kind of funny because this is their, I guess you would say, their credo.
Oh God.
I guess this is what they stand on. You know, this is what they go by.
Nationalism, not globalism.
We are credo. You're really a Trumpian in here, so
Donald Trump.
this is what we do. We're not even going to talk about that right now.
No, we're not going to.
Sticking on. Okay, this is on their official website. Black Lives Matter. About Black Lives Matter Network. Okay, BlackLivesMatter.com. This is about their network here. Black Lives Matter is a chapter-based national organization working. Just make sure you look at that. Chapter-based national, or it's a national organization here. Who is saying what? Even a national organization. This means all nations. When some countries don't even look at black, this is all national organization. When you hear national organization, you automatically think corrupt, because you automatically start thinking big banks. Who's funding this? Okay, but anyway, Black Lives Matter is a chapter-based national organization working for the validity of black life. We are working to rebuild, which means we're going to do something that's already done before. Rebuild the Black Liberation Movement. What is the Black Liberation Movement? First of all, what is liberation? I mean, what's liberate? To liberate. Yeah, basically to free you, right?
Just to free.
Yeah, so
set free.
Yeah. So we're in bondage, basically. So
this is my house.
Mm-hmm.
My house.
And you're in your work clothes that you drove to the place, your workplace that you drove to in your car.
In my car.
Yeah.
This is my chair. I paid for this chair.
It's his shirt.
My shirt. I paid for this shirt.
This is my Spider-Man hat.
It's my Batman hat, which he gave to me for my birthday. But still,
happy birthday,
it's
brother.
my hat. It's my hat.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, really,
I don't feel oppressed.
I don't feel oppressed either. So like I said, liberate means to free. So we obviously oppressed, and we so we need to be free. And this is like I said, rebuild. So you look back at rebuild the Black Lives Matter, the Black Liberation Movement, the Black Liberation Movement. Obviously, you're talking about
like
Black Panthers. So you're trying to recreate the Black Panthers. Is what you're trying to do. This is basically what you're trying to do. So I mean, and then you look at the founders. You know, you got the 3 women that you can Google them. The 3 women that supposedly founded the organization or whatever the case was. We'll get into that later because this video is going to be kind of long. But we'll get into all that, delve into all that. But the main point is you're looking at Black Liberation Movement. Liberation being to free us. So this whole movement is about freeing us as black people,
Black freedom,
which we still haven't disclosed and found out who can be categorized as blacks, and what categorizes a person as a black person. So we still haven't done that. So I guess this can be anybody who says, "Hey, I'm black," even though they're against. They seem to be against those white people for whatever reason.
Hey, he white.
Yeah, get it. I mean, like, really? Like, come on, are you freaking kidding me?
That's gonna make race relations a whole lot better.
You tearing up our communities. We need our ish.
We need our weed.
Go to the suburbs.
Burn
that ish down.
Like,
we need our stuff. We need our weed. I don't worry. Like, what?
What is that gonna help?
None of this. None of this stuff helps. Okay, none of these are quotes, by people. Okay, but anyway, like I said,
But
this is their
kinda
credo.
long, so we go.
This is their credo. They're trying to basically rebuild the whole Black Panther movement, but we'll get into that in this video. We don't want this to be too long. But this is just something to get your minds moving on. What black? Who is black? What is black? What is this whole race thing about? Come on.
It's basically set in place that this whole race, skin color thing is retarded.
Yes. So get your minds wrapped on that.
All
We'll
right.
be working on that second video to delve deeper down into the Black Lives Matter movement and what they stand for.
Sign off.
So until then, oh yeah, and before I sign off, I just want to clear the air and make sure everyone gets this. I support our veterans 100%, but I'm not a vet. This guy's a vet, okay? This guy's a vet. I support them 100% though. So, you want to say something?
It's a long story. I don't consider myself there.
Yeah, this guy's the vet. All right, I'm not, okay? This guy, all right, not me. But anyway, until the next video, until the next time, research. Do research. Continue to study. Continue to go out there. Do what you need to do to get the word out about what's going on in America today. And please remember to fight for the Constitution. Hit the day you die.
With these. Peace.
Signing out.